Northeast Podcast, WATP.
Tom is back since the election took place. I couldn't wait to see what his hot takes were going to be on this election because it didn't go the way he was hoping that it would go. And I bet he's got some hilarious jokes because when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're sad, if you can turn that into comedy, you can change your whole perspective on things and make people feel better. And I think that's kind of Tom's mission. Aside from just running into burning buildings and all the other
when he's not doing
stuff.
that.
Yeah, when all the other heroic stuff he does, he needs to make the Democrats feel better about how this election didn't go their way. And he wastes no time in this recent episode.
Hello, and welcome to Tom Myers versus the rest of the world. The presidential election occurred this past week, and Donald Trump will be the president of the United States again. At one point, I had my laptop on the couch working on this episode, and when I got back from getting something to eat, my cat was sitting in front of it looking at the returns coming in on election night. I knew there was trouble when I asked him how the Georgia numbers were looking, at which point he proceeded to look at me and lick his crotch.
All right, so I'm just going to call this right now that he did not write that. That actually happened.
Yeah, I believe that he
That
talks
is just
to
a
his
story.
cat like it's his roommate.
Yep.
I do believe that.
That is just a story that happened to him.
It's like, oh, this is gold.
He's like, before I forget this, I got to write this down. That is...
Can you get off the laptop, please?
That is such a horrible joke. He had to explain that he was watching it, and then he left for a little while, and then he came back, and then the cat's still there in front of it. Okay. Tony Hinchcliffe made big news during this election. Do you remember that, Vinny?
I certainly do.
Yeah, he was talking at the rally, making some jokes that were offensive to some people.
He's a Nazi.
On Election Day, polling places in several swing states received bomb threats. Authorities investigated and found there was no credible threat to public safety. Maybe they meant the bomb was Tony Hinchcliffe coming to perform at the polls.
Now I realize I ruined that amazing joke by explaining that Tony Hinchcliffe was going to be the punchline. But how the fuck is Tom this delusional that he can say Tony Hinchcliffe bombs at comedy?
Yeah, the ball's on this guy.
It's crazy that he can get there and with a straight face say, yeah, like Tony Hinchcliffe, that guy bombs. Have you seen Tony Hinchcliffe? He does very, very well. He's way, way funnier than Tom Myers could ever be.
There's not a lot of people in the comedy realm who sell out Madison Square Garden multiple times.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and there's a reason for it.
And have millions of downloads on their podcast.
Yeah, it's just... What I love about that is just you forget about the delusion sometimes with Tom Myers. Sometimes you feel like you're just kicking a loser when you talk about Tom Myers. And then you realize like, oh, that's right. He thinks he's better than everyone else. Okay, well, that's fun. Speaking of being better than everyone else, this is a joke about those crazy people in Florida who, I don't know if you guys know about this. A lot of them voted for Republicans.
A majority of voters in Florida elected Trump, reelected its Republican Senator Rick Scott, and voted to legalize weed, but because the measure didn't reach 60%, it was defeated. How much of an insult is that? That's like realizing you live in a state that helped elect Donald Trump, and you go outside to smoke a joint just to calm down, and before you take your first toke, someone comes up, pisses on your joint, and the splashback hits your face.
Jeez. Oh.
What the fuck? Okay. What the fuck?
So here,
imagine someone just walks by, unzips, and starts pissing all over your joint, and it just splashes on
didn't
your face.
get 60%, so I got to piss on you now.
I'm upset. It's about the joint.
Yeah, I
mean, is the joint okay?
It'll never be okay.
Vinny, we were going to do this a couple of weeks back, and I was like, no, we have to save it for when Vinny's on.
Why did you do this to me?
That is true.
I thought we were friends.
That is true. I gave Pat Oates a pass.
Carl.
I gave Pat Oates a pass, and we decided to do it with you instead.
So what's the deal? Pat Oates and him are having words?
Yes, they were going back and forth a little bit.
Oh.
This is an example, that joke that we just heard. Because all of a sudden, piss is getting splashed on a guy for some reason after they voted for Republicans.
I know.
I think what he does, hear me out, he writes down an index card, setups and punchlines. And then as he's walking up to the stage, he drops them. He's like, oh, shit. And he just picks them up in a big pile and just, fuck. Wrong punchline.
There was this guy for years and years. He used to come to open mics in Rochester. They called him the Bob. That wasn't his name. Do you know who the Bob was, Carl?
No, I don't remember the Bob.
He was a schizophrenic man
Okay.
who would scribble things on pieces of paper and cardboard, and he would put them inside of his shirt as if it was the filing cabinet. His shirt would be tucked in, and he would start reaching through the collar of his shirt and pull out jokes, and they were a million times funnier than this.
Well, yeah,
and they were all gibberish.
They'd have to be funnier than this.
He doesn't even accidentally approach something funny.
So after he tells that joke, listen to the response. You know, the people are just like, whoa. And so this is Tom's comeback for when people go, what the?
It only gets worse from here. So
See, in Tom's mind, the reason why they're groaning at that is because there's tinkle involved. And he's just like, guys, just so you know, these are going to get wilder than that. It's like, no. It's just a horrible joke. It makes no sense. The structure's off. The way you delivered it's wrong. Everything about it sucks. And I don't know why you read it just now. Oh, it's going to get worse. Yeah, no, I know. I know that.
What did your cat do when you told him that joke, Tom?
Licked its crotch, I'm assuming. All right. Lauren Boebert, I guess, is back in Congress now after changing districts.
Lauren Boebert was reelected to Congress, albeit in her new district in Colorado. Shall we say handily?
What kind of laugh was that?
Jeff Heisen had half a boater there for a second. That was weird the way he trailed out.
That woman, though, she's like, bah! Handled that. Yeah, like hand jobs, right? Yeah, we get it. Pretty good. At least that was short, that joke. I'll give him that. This is what I was expecting to hear when I tuned into this episode, because I had a feeling Tom Myers was not going to be handling the election results well.
This is an historic moment. It's the first time someone survived an assassination attempt only to have more people hate him, and follow that up with bringing a racist comedian to perform at a rally at Madison Square Garden, only to have Americans say, meh, maybe he'll pivot.
He's totally out of touch. He has no idea what just happened.
I'm pretty sure after Reagan's assassination attempt, he had Richard Pryor come and just drop the N-bomb a bunch of times.
Yes, which happened to be a good move for him.
That would have been fun.
So Tom just has no clue what's going on in this country and has no understanding of politics, but can't stop talking
or joints
about politics.
or sex.
Well, right, yeah. He has no understanding of any of this stuff. And this right here, so he calls Tony Hinchcliffe racist in that last joke. Racist comedian, Tony Hinchcliffe. It was a joke, but okay. Tom here actually is the racist.
According to the results in exit polls, Trump appeared to make inroads with African Americans and Hispanic voters. It just goes to show that no matter who you are or what your race or background, even if you're working class, you can still go into a voting booth and do the political equivalent of self-harming.
He just called blacks and Hispanics dumb. He just said the black people and Hispanic people who voted for Trump are dumb.
And then he followed up with, and stands for naturally, I stands for intelligent.
I don't think he did that. But that's like the most racist thing you could say right there. It just shows how out of touch
Well,
this guy
he's
is.
elitist, man. He has an elitist mindset, and he lives with his parents.
You don't know
with
what's
a
best
cat
for you,
roommate.
but I'm a white man, and I know what's best for you. This is how you should vote. If you
cat
don't,
roommate.
you're an idiot.
Can you just take me to my table? Fucking.
There's a four top right there. You can just wipe it down. My wife and I have been waiting for a while. All right.
Tony Hinchcliffe is a racist.
You ready to hear the most convoluted
Tom
joke?
manages to walk the restaurant.
This might be, and he's had some convoluted jokes. This might be the winner right here.
Donald Trump won all 7 of the battleground states, and the only contentious district that went for Kamala Harris was Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. That's not much of a consolation. That's like being at a party with people you despise, someone brings out a cake, takes a dump on it, and then says, here, you can have this small piece, you know, the one the turd hasn't touched.
These people don't know what to do with it.
I don't even think I understand what happened here. Someone came and shit on the cake.
So he's at a party that he despises everyone at.
Okay.
And Tom is a child, so in his mind, party equals cake. You know how many parties I go to that have cake? Anyway, so he's at a party. Someone brings out the cake. That's what you do at a party.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Someone shits on it.
Like you also do at a party.
It's going to be that kind of party. I'm going to stick my dick in the mashed potatoes. Someone shits on the cake, and then they go, but we'll give you the piece that doesn't have the shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just reliving his 7th birthday party.
I think so.
Dude, just like the cat story, I think he went outside and his first joint got pissed on. He's like, well, at least I can go get some cake.
Well, can I just at least have that little tiny piece that the shit didn't get on?
Wait, is that frosting or?
I just want to point out again.
Chocolate.
I always say this, but I just want to point it out. I am playing every single joke from his monologue. I'm not curating this. I'm not saying that one's too funny. We're not going to play it on the show.
Was editing involved?
I'm just playing every joke. I'm not editing anything.
Okay.
Either does he, dude, so don't worry about it.
This is fine.
Yeah, right.
Kamala Harris voters, thinking that she would cruise to a victory on election night, were stunned not only because Donald Trump will likely not go to prison for his guilty verdicts in New York and have his federal criminal cases dropped, thus making him the luckiest man on the planet. Kamala Harris voters are upset because Trump became the luckiest man on the planet and didn't even get Lou Gehrig's disease in order to make that happen.
Oh, my God.
You don't like that 80-year-old reference
Oh,
right there?
I don't like his Pride of the Yankees humor. No, I don't. You fucking suck, Tom. And wow. Like, where to start?
It's horrible, right?
Well, yeah, I know, Carl. And
Where to start? I mean, how do you even critique something like that? Like, you do those funniest person in Rochester contests. Like, I don't even know how you would judge a joke like that. You just have to give it like a incomplete. Right?
That's a good way of putting it.
Didn't show up with his homework at all.
yeah, I know how I would judge it. Zero.
Yeah.
So we have a thing in that contest, you bring it up, where what we judge people on is 3 categories. And the pity category in all of them is overall and stage presence.
Right.
So it's like Tom would go up there and maybe get a high score in stage presence because this motherfucker delivers this shit with conviction.
With confidence, yes.
With
It's
confidence
bizarre.
and conviction.
Yes.
And he legitimately does not understand that it's not good.
No, he doesn't. He thinks he's very funny.
Yeah. But then for joke writing, he would get a fucking negative score.
Incomplete.
Because
That's the name of the
shit-
thumbnail.
I mean, I know he's been on shows with people who've said to him, dude, these are way too wordy. We've said it a million times. I know he listens to this shit. He sends you fucking bills.
He does. He invoices me for playing his stuff. He's the only guy who invoices me after I play his clips.
Yeah, he does think highly of himself.
He really does. It's like,
Yeah.
I must have earned you at least $200 today, right, Carl? No. Actually, I lost viewers during that segment.
Tom, you should fucking pay me for having to listen to it. In fact, I listened to all 3 of your stand-up albums, and they fucking blow. You're a pretentious douchebag. 3 minutes of fucking static radio noises to open up your first album? You dumb fuck.
He was on college radio. He's a veteran of radio, obviously.
You recorded it at the college on a Tuesday night, and it was a free show, and you left that in. You left that in your special.
That's
You
it,
have
Vinny.
no
Let it
concept,
out.
dude. You have no concept. And it's astounding that you think that you do.
I think he's great. So I'm going to play you another joke. I deserve that.
Fuck you.
I'm going to play you a joke that this one might be over my head, or I don't know the latest news story. So guys, explain this to me if I'm missing something.
I'll
on this
guide
one.
you.
Election night was harrowing and nerve-wracking for everyone, but no more than Jimmy Carter, who realized that he now must hang on for another 4 years.
What does that mean?
I got nothing.
I know he's in hospice. I know he's not long for this world, but he's not like a Supreme Court justice. It's not like he needs to be alive for
He's
the
not
next
on deck.
4 years.
It's not a, yeah, I feel like the only thing I'm missing right now is a rope and a wobbly stool.
All right. Let's get you back.
Fucking awful.
Let's get you back because that's the end of his monologue. And as you guys know, the way the format goes is after the monologue he goes, how's everybody doing? And then Jeff Heisen comes in with his gem. This is what
Thank
Jeff's
God.
been waiting for. He's got his joke ready to go.
And now on with the show. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Heisen, Gina Brown, Valerie Pascal, and Jess Feeney.
Hey, Tom.
Hello.
Should I even bother to ask how we're doing this week?
Well, it's been
Okay,
a
we'll
week.
move on then.
It's been a week, and I'm still upset. I'm still angry. I'm still sad. But I can't walk around that way all the time.
Yeah. I can.
Oh no, these people are broken. Someone broke Jeff. He didn't come up with a joke.
Sounds like he found the rope and the wobbly stool.
Yeah, right. Holy shit.
Goodbye.
He's just like,
just
well, there's no
wanted to
reason to live anymore. So thanks for having me on the show, Tom.
Could you imagine if you were committed on suicide, but yet you still showed up to do Tom's show?
Yeah, right.
Minorities Podcast.